salute and we'll say a prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father in heaven, thank you for this evening. I pray that you will give us wisdom as we discuss the county's business and try to make decisions for the best of everyone that lives here. I pray that all our decisions will be based on the Holy Scriptures, and it is in your Son's name, Jesus Christ, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to the Bourbon County Commission meeting, November 27th, 5:30 p.m. Approval consent agenda. Please.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes the minutes from the last meeting.
I second that motion. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Public comment. Mr. Walker, you're first, sir. And don't forget, we do have a 5-minute rule if,
Like I want to take 5 minutes,
well,
and I will not be rude.
I understand. We're not picking on you. I always announce
It doesn't
that.
matter.
I announce that at every meeting. We have a 5-minute.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
What I will, it's not a great big concern. We're gonna have another election coming up. When they do a count, and when they are going through that, it would be nice for the public to know when and where, so they can sit into it. I have always been able to sit in, and it's nice to the overall ruling body after an election is the county commission, because you're the ones that's going to kick out the good ones and the bad vote, the ones that come in. And at the end, you're going to maybe flip a coin and say who's going on. As just a common citizen, I would like to know where and when, because I'd like to be there.
We'll have to, and maybe this young lady knows, but we'll have to ask Jennifer. I mean, I know they run the ballot process in private, correct? Is that?
Was the initial process, yes. The
Yeah.
Yes.
canvassing and committee meets publicly.
Yes.
And she usually will try to get that advertised out there so that they know and can come.
Yeah. And usually, sometimes the county commissioners, if we can make it, we're on that canvassing committee. If not, we can ask someone to represent us. But that is the ones that's looking at the provisional ballots and things like that. The general count is done in her office. I don't know if she'll let people in there or not. I don't know that. I mean, she couldn't let a crowd in there, I wouldn't think.
No.
Number one, there's not room.
No.
But number two, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. What I'm saying is kind of like when they came down to the end, and I've seen this in commission meetings, and all commissioners, before you even moved out here, would be at a table and they would say, are we going to accept this provisional ballot? Are we going to, they wouldn't be, and what it was is out in the public saying, hey, we're not going to do this, and this is because of this. And it was, open and fair and honest on people. You're not talking all the ballots. You're just talking about,
Well, that happened this year.
the public didn't know, because I didn't know. It wasn't on the,
There was a little bitty ad in the newspaper, but
okay.
probably maybe that shouldn't need bigger ad or something.
Well, I'm pretty good. But
Yeah, I understand.
with that being said, all I'm saying is provisional ballots and everything else, because we don't want anybody to question. I'm not even questioning
Yes.
this election. I
Right.
just want to be above board, so
Right.
they come to Bourbon County and say, we
agree.
run good
I
elections.
agree.
Last but not least, this is an easier one. And I may have this wrong or not ever, but it was on the radio station, and I'm sure that probably your public works director is probably all over this. But it's called SS for roads, and I may have it wrong, for all. And what it is, it's a program, and it's a $4 billion program that's come out of Washington, D.C., and I forget how many millions that the state of Kansas is getting, and we may have already got some from Fort Scott, and it's supposed to go to rural counties. Well, I'm kind of thinking we're a rural county. I'm
You
just
are?
guessing.
Yeah.
So I would recommend that they look into this, because the next round of this that comes up, let's see, I forget how much Eureka got.
Okay.
One of them out there got $320,000. And I want to be above board so people know Because, you know, it's not my job to track this money, but I want to bring it to the county's attention.
Sure.
But the matching comes out that the state, if you're approved, will match the other 15%, so the county's out nothing. I'm kind of thinking
Good
we
program.
might want to be on this.
I agree. All right, thank you.
Thank you,
All right, Mr. Walker.
commissioners. Appreciate it.
Miss Mary Pemberton.
First off, I just have a small little request, and that is that the clerk's office employees be informed of the process for speaking at county commission meetings. Because I made 2 phone calls and 1 in-person visit asking to get on public comments, and was told I had to fill out this form, attach documentation, and all of that. And I clarified that I didn't want on the agenda, I was just asking to speak at public comments, and was told it's the same for both.
Okay.
So if we could just make sure they understand, because when I got here tonight, I saw a sign-up sheet, which is what I was expecting to have to do.
Right.
So, so I will get on the agenda to have a little bit longer time next week, because I didn't come prepared with what I wanted to talk about for that. But I would like to take a minute just to comment on the ER hospital situation. I know there's been a few people suggest that maybe we look at stationing an ambulance out in the western part of the county to speed up some response times and provide better coverage for the full county with the emergency room closing. I would like to strongly encourage that. Maybe it's being considered. It sounds like it's maybe a long time frame before we have any hopes, if at all, of getting an ER or a hospital in the county. So I think in the meantime, it would be a pretty minimal cost to be able to expand the ambulance service. And I just want to add my voice into encouraging a really deep study of that issue.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Department updates. Eric Bailey, Public Works. Come in, Eric. What do you know? Anything good?
Escaped a snowstorm, so that's a good thing.
Got lucky, there it is.
Yes, we did. Okay. Couple, 3, 4, 5, 6 items here. We lacked just a little bit of finishing asphalt at our last meeting there on Eagle Road. We did get that completed from US 69 all the way to 230th, both lanes. And the road is open, so
Thank you very much.
make sure we said that. Next thing, with our chip and seal program, we've had to rent a rubber tire roller. I've located a rubber tire roller. It's 19.9, which is within my area to be able to purchase or what have you. But the issue is I can get it for payments 3 years or 36 months at 0% interest, in which I would break my payments down to like, I don't know, around 66, 33, 34. Last year alone, we rented one and we paid 68, 73. So we rent this for 3 years at 0% interest. We have another rubber tire roller because it takes 2 when we do the.
And you really need ours because it's a contract.
I need yours for the
It really is a
contract.
no-brainer because you're spending more than that to rent one.
Yes,
You
so,
have to rent one every year.
right. I've tried to buy some used ones off of Purple Wave or what have you, and they've gone up over the 20,000 mark on each one I tried to purchase, so.
And this is from who?
This is from Berry Tractor.
What you
It's
call?
2018, exact same as the one we have, except it's a newer model. It's got 1578 on the hour meter.
I tell you, that's a very good price.
Yeah, so that's what we
Very
felt.
good price.
So I would have already pulled the trigger, but I needed the permission to go to
On
3
the
years.
contract side of it.
Yeah.
You get a number or you want?
Whatever you need to do
Just
on
a
it. or
model
if you
number
just-
or whatever.
Yeah, here's whoever wants
Or you
to
wanna
make
make
it.
a
I
motion
don't
to put
care. There's
What's the price?
19.9.
Okay. And do you usually rent one?
We did this year. because it
Okay.
takes two, and we only have one.
Yeah.
And we paid 6,000, well, right here's what we paid, 6,873.55 for 1 year, and we turned her back in at the,
Yeah, we're getting in a position now that we should be able to chip seal every year.
absolutely, yeah. So we're gonna have to have another rubber tire, so we're gonna have to rent again.
You have to have two to chip seal
Yes.
properly. We rented them forever because I never could find one worth buying.
Right, usually they're wore out.
Yeah.
And then we found one that a contractor has turned in and had her feelers out, and they
You said
contacted
19.9's at 19,900?
19,900.
Okay.
So it actually, the rental money will pay for it, so,
Right, absolutely.
okay.
Make a motion, to allow Eric to, enter into a contract for 0% interest, 36-month, for a Bomag roller asphalt 9WL pneumatic tires, serial number 861538721106, according to this sales agreement. Purchase price is $19,900.
I'll second that motion. Any discussion?
Susan, are you confused about something?
I'm just trying to get where I left you're talking.
Okay.
What are we purchasing?
Rubber tire roller, 19.9,
Lease purchase?
3
It's a
years,
3-year contract.
3-year contract.
I would call it
0%.
lease purchase.
Okay, when's your first payment?
It's either, I gotta check for sure, it's either the end of this year or the first of the year, but we've got the money in the equipment reserve.
Okay, that's
That's where the money's coming from, yes.
We're good.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, clearing overburden at Shepherd Quarry, getting ready for a blast there in a couple weeks.
How do you think that's gonna be this time?
We'll see.
We'll see.
The jury's out on that.
Are you getting away from some of them dirt seams, or are they still showing up quite a bit, or can't tell yet?
Can't tell for sure. I can tell you on the east wall, it looks pretty good on the east wall.
You know, when we poured that, the farther east we went, the better it got. But
Right. We are gonna try and go south to get it opened up a little bit more and see what we have going south, but we feel we can go east and
Well,
have some good rock.
if you can get to Good Rock, that's a good location for District 1. I'm not gonna comment it.
I don't know, he's smiling over here, I didn't know what, I didn't know what's going on.
This little bit, stirring him up a little bit.
Okay. So anyhow, next is a contract for our engineering for bridge number 5.0 S-9. This will be for the grant that we received from KDOT. This will be for the engineering, the first engineering phase with Schwab Eaton, so they can get started with the design and what have you of the bridge. 900 and I don't know. Let me get you the exact price of what it. 916,000 was the estimated total cost, but our engineering part will be 74,000. So
That's part of our match.
that's part of our match that we have to pay. So
We got, how much do we have to pay?
74.
74,000?
Yes.
Okay. And that's for the bridge on Grand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the one that the individual called to complain about.
Getting, I don't know if I've ever had a complaint about getting a new
Yeah.
bridge
I,
before.
especially when they're driving over through the field, down through the cross, and then back around. But okay. So
That-
See, we have to come over, we have to pay
That entire
74,000.
allotment will have to be booked this year. Do we have that in that fund?
yes. Yep. We do. Yep.
Sit down and rest, Susan.
You don't have, we
Sit
get
down.
at numbers all day
Sit down
long,
and rest.
so I-
Yeah.
don't
It
make
is
the wrong
there.
move.
It is there. We're good.
Okay, I'm good with it. We have to have the engineering study, and that's a pretty good price for $1 million bridge.
Yeah. So
And people are driving around the road through the field to get past that bad bridge.
What's the crossroad on Grand? Where exactly?
60th, isn't it?
60th and Grand.
and go north.
Okay, so that's okay. I know where that's at. That's
This one of the bridges our engineer recommended
the-
replacing.
that's
Absolutely.
the bridge to the Blythe Ranch, actually.
Was that?
Yeah, west of 3 Highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is west of 3. Yeah, it's 60th and Grand, go north right there. There's a low water if you go west, but this
Yeah.
is where you go north.
Gotcha. Okay.
And it's in major need of some attention, so if you so approve, I need signatures for, and there's the bridge
Motion to
number.
approve it.
I mean, I don't know how many more motions we gotta make to approve this bridge.
I can't,
And we've done it 3 times.
I just can't sign off on this, I gotta have your
That's a
approval on
contract, so
that.
you can't sign it.
This is the
so.
first time I remember ever hearing about our match. You know, maybe I didn't hear of it before, but it seems like this is the first time, you know, that we have a number of dollar amount that we actually have to pay. You know, so
Yeah, I recall discussing
I
the
don't
match.
know, I remember the match.
I think we discussed, and I
Okay.
might be wrong, but you were gone if I remember
I
correctly.
may have been gone. Yeah.
You were gone out of state maybe?
out of
And,
the country.
yeah, out of country,
Yeah.
out of somewhere.
Well, as well, we've talked about it well before that.
So, yeah.
But anyway, I mean, we've talked about this for years, as far as I'm concerned. The money was there, which I was gonna be very concerned if the money was not there.
It's there.
I mean, it's been there for quite a while.
On the bridge.
Yes.
Yes, that, we're
Yes.
talking on the roller is what she was talking
Oh,
about.
okay. I was gonna say, this money has been allocated for quite some
Yes.
time. If it's not there, we got a problem.
No, it's there. That money is there.
So, make a motion that we enter into a contract for engineering services, on project number 5.0-S.9.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
I hope we continue to get those kind of bridges for 90, or that
Yeah.
kind of match. That's good for Bourbon County.
Absolutely.
We got so many bridges that,
It's on the last page, we're all three up to sign.
Jeff will need to sign on that as well. And if we can get a copy of that, whenever. Motor graders have been delivered. They'll be here tomorrow to do some training on that. With that said, would like to sell unit number 9 and 36 on Purple Wave. Those are the two that are being replaced. Get them out of our fleet.
what year are they? I don't, it doesn't matter.
Don't remember it off the top of my head. I
Number
didn't write
9
that.
was Gene Bailey's, wasn't it?
Yes.
He's had it a long
A
time.
long time.
Long time. I remember when we bought it for him.
Yeah,
I would get them out of there before they break down.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So,
Make a motion to allow Eric to put unit number 9 and number 36
Yep.
of the road grader fleet on Purple Wave so we can get them sold.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
and then last but least, we did put plows and spreaders in last week, make sure everything worked and everything's. I had to do some fine tuning today, but we're ready. Luckily, we scared the snow off and we didn't end up with it. And our snow shed, our salt shed storage is full, so we are ready. So
Are you still gonna use Brian's some or?
we're gonna, yes, if the conditions are right.
Right,
for it.
absolutely, yeah.
If they're calling for rain to come in ahead of time, it's,
And you know as well as I do, we always put those boxes and those plows on, they work fine.
Yeah.
And the first snow, they don't work.
absolutely.
Guarantee you.
Yeah,
No matter
absolutely.
what you do, they don't work.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yes.
thank you. Thank you very
So-
much for that, so.
Anyhow, do you have anything for me?
I don't.
And I believe the gentleman you wanted me to call at the last
Mm-hmm.
meeting, I did make that phone call, so we're good there.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you, Eric.
Yep.
Thank you very much. Ms. Hawkins is not here, so Ms. Page, County Clerk.
Jennifer is ill and cannot be here tonight. The Kansas Association of Counties meeting is next week in Wichita, so we are asking if you plan on having a meeting next Monday, since everybody will be traveling that night. The meeting starts Tuesday morning and goes through Thursday.
Well, of course, I canceled because of some family health problems, and we need to have that meeting for some budget amendments if possible,
Okay.
December 4th. So my vote would be we need to have a meeting for budget amendments.
Okay.
And I'm not going, I don't know if the other two commissioners are going, but the agenda didn't look that nice, and I got a family member had some health issues. I'm not gonna go that far right now, so
Yes.
my vote to December
So we'll
4th,
have a
yes.
meeting.
Yep,
I'm okay with it, yep.
yep, we'll have a meeting,
Thank you.
okay. Well, commission comments. I have a couple.
Okay.
Susan and Justin, and this is just one commissioner speaking, and we'll get input from these other two. Justin coming forward.
He can hear.
He can hear. I know for years Justin worked on employee handbook. And I know the last several months, maybe a year, Susan's been working on the employee handbook. And it seems like we're not getting a lot of cooperation from other elected officials on input for whatever reason. So as one commissioner, it's time, Justin, Susan, that we finish this employee handbook to meet what we need, the employees, the commissioners are in charge of. Or if the law says everybody, but whatever the law says, we've been tinkering with this handbook about 3 or 4 years, and we need to finish it. What do you guys think? I mean, it protects employees, but it also protects us. Have something in writing to go by if we have some problems. It's pretty hard to be HR without a handbook. So,
Yeah. I would want to make it as simple as possible. I don't know why handbooks have to be like 300 plus pages long. So I don't know if we can make it to where the average dude in Public Works can read it in 20 minutes and understand everything, that would be great.
It's
I
really
agree.
not that long.
and they're both shaking their head yes, so
Yeah,
the
it's
simple, the better.
Yep.
You agree, Clifton?
Yep.
Okay. The second thing I have, the city has invited the county to a luncheon December 8th. I don't know where at yet, but I just got a text from the city manager, and they're inviting us to lunch December 8th.
December 8th is your Christmas party.
Oh, well, we won't go that, December 8th then. The city will have to reschedule.
Yes.
Scratch that comment.
Yes.
I knew there was something, but I didn't have it down.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Okay. Well, that's all I have. No city lunch yet. Clifton?
Thanks, sir.
I have no comment.
No comment. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Thank you, gentlemen.
A few moments.
Where's the?
They are waiting for just a small,
There's a bit of a YouTube delay.
so they can actually